welcome. This is the Old Girl Podcast. I'm Abigayle, and this is
Nia.
And oh, girl,
Oh,
has it been a year?
girl.
Has it been a year? The year is
Happy
now.
New Year.
Happy New Year. This is our first episode of 2021, and we ended out 2020. Sorry, we ended out that year with saying what we took from the year, and what all we gathered from it. And so then today we're going to be talking about what we have set up for 2021, what we are looking forward to, and what we are going into 2021, what mindset we are going into 2021 with.
Yeah.
So, but first, New Year, same stuff.
Same.
You gotta show us these cats.
Show us your cat. So this is the segment where we show our lovely fur babies. Just to get like an update because things have changed on my end since the last time we had a podcast. I no longer have my rabbit Jerry. I went and I gave him to one of my students. He has a nice home that loves him and has the environment to suffice for him.
He on the farm.
Okay, basically, he on the farm. And now I have two cats. I have the cat that Nova, who I always had, and then I have a new cat. Her name is Comet, and she was the cat that was outside that had the face scar. I think I showed her last time. If I didn't, then you'll see her now. But let's get into these pictures. Show us your cat.
Einstein.
So basically, at this point, this is where me and Abigayle show you our beautiful cat. And let's get into these pictures. So the first picture is going to be of my new cat, Comet. She is as crazy as she looks in this picture. She gives me real Salem from Sabrina vibes. Sometimes when she looks in my eyes, I feel like she's trying to give me some type of message, or she's trying to warn me about a premonition. So, we still getting accustomed to each other.
You should call her Raven. She like she having a vision in this picture.
She really do look like, I probably should call her Raven because sometimes I feel like she's trying to tell me something, and I don't like it sometimes. It kind of creeps me out. So that's Comet. And then we have Aini. Look at him.
This is my baby Einstein, as you all know. He is about to be, oh my gosh. Oh. He'll be 4 years old this year. Dang. In May. He'll be 4 years old. So he's bigger than Nia's cats, okay? Nia's cats aren't even a year yet. No. So don't be going, dang, that's a big cat just from seeing that to this. And Einstein is a boy, okay? Einstein is a boy. So
yeah. That's funny.
But he's doing, and when I took this picture, he was doing his favorite thing, sleeping, and I moved, and so he wanted to see what was going on, and this is the face he gave.
He said, I want to wake up, but also I want to stay asleep. So I'm kind of fighting with myself about that.
He didn't want to wake up. He wanted to slap me. Look at that paw.
Mm-hmm.
He said, bitch.
So
he couldn't call me that.
So I don't know how old Comet is because, like I said, I got it from by my apartment. My other cat, Nova, him. As we all found out, he's a boy. Nova kind of brought Comet to me because that was one of his friends. And so Nova is actually, he was born in May, but I got him in July. So he is 8 months now.
Yeah.
Like 7.5. Almost 8 months now. So look at him. He's so cute. That's my baby. And then we have another cute picture of Aini. Look at him. Look how long he is.
That's Einstein. Same picture, but then I stood up and took the other one. I took this one first and then took the other one.
He said, what I'm not finna do is be up on my back. And so that is Show Us Your Cat, or AKA Show Us Your Kitties. Okay.
AKA Shake That Kitty.
Shake that kitty. Show us your kitty. Show us your cat. And we're not talking about the cooter. Okay.
And just to clarify, Jerry went to a real farm, not to the farm like how Black people say. Okay?
Yes, not the farm upstate that you can never visit. The one that's, where they actually got, he went to an actual house with one of my students who has a piglet, 2 horses, a pregnant pit bull, and they love animals. So Jerry, and my student shows me pictures of Jerry. He actually just showed me one on Friday of Jerry like laid up against the wall, and I'm like, he's where he belongs.
Jerry said, yes. Yes, this is what I'm talking about.
He said, this is how it's been supposed to be living. And I agree with him, but that's how you've been supposed to live. So that is Show Us Your Cat. Now, this episode is going to be, like Abigayle was saying earlier, it's just like a recap. Well, not a recap, it's like a projection of what we want this year to feel like, what we want this year to encompass. We want like this year to feel a certain way. And so we wanted to kind of share that, like that view, like, because when you come into the new year, it's so easy to focus on all the things you didn't do last year. But sometimes that kind of gets us in the mindset of, we already come into it with the mindset of all the things we didn't do, instead of looking at this year as a clean slate, or looking at every moment as a clean slate. It's never a reflection of the things you didn't do last year. It's always a reflection of what you want to do this year, or what you want it to feel like.
And another thing is, we decided to do like intentions and, what are we going to do, or like what, rather than resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Resolutions always is, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
In 2021, we want the action. You see what I'm saying? We don't want. Resolution seems kind of like the same thought of, it's the thought that counts. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing of, it's like, that was a good idea, but did it actually happen? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But intentions implies being intentionality. And when you are intentional about something, I mean, you do it on purpose.
Yes.
You don't be like, this is what I want to happen. No. This is what I intend to happen. This is what I intend to do. Yeah.
And honestly, that's so true. Like, and even with me, that's something that I had to, like, last year, 2020 was the year where I switched, or I shifted my mind from, like, last year, the beginning of 2020 was the first year I didn't do a resolution. Last year I did a word. There was a word that I wanted to live in the whole year of 2020. And this year it's like intentions, which is basically the same thing as the word, which is, how do you want, like, what is the intended purpose? Like, how is this getting you closer to what your intention is, or closer to how you want to feel, or is this getting you further and further away from it? And it just kind of gets your mind in a mindset of, questioning things, opposed to being like, that's not my resolution. Because resolution is like the end of something. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to end anything. We're trying to be more intentional.
Mm-hmm. Because to be able to get to that resolution or that result, or to get to the ending, you got to be intentional to help the whole way through. You see what I'm saying? So, so did you want to go first, or did you want me to go first, or did you want to alternate? Or
alternate.
If I say something or you say something, and it's also on your list, feel free to jump in on it and say, from your perspective. You can go first though.
Okay. So my first thing about intentions for this year, the first thing on my list was being intentional about making healthier choices. And so through that, I did put I put that I wanted to lose about 80 pounds this year, but I did how. So literally the sentence stem, look, I'm a teacher, so I'll be giving sentence stems. I put was, I want to lose, I intend to lose 80 pounds through, eating more fruits and vegetables and having, and making healthier choices. And so literally with that intention, it's not me just saying that I want to stop eating something. It is telling me what I want to do and how I can get there. It's like a growth mindset. Instead of saying to stop eating this, I'm saying by eating more of these things, then I can get to the goal I have for myself.
Yeah. And that's good because a lot of times, and I found myself in the same boat or trend where, okay, I know that these things are bad for me, so cut them out. But then I'm sitting there like, but what do I eat? Because I have to eat. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. So you don't replace it with what you should be eating or what you should do. You'll be standing there like, well, I mean, this me calling the Chinese restaurant. Okay.
This me at Whataburger.
Y'all put it in the bag. Y'all know what it is.
In the bag, spicy ketchup. Whoa. Say this to y'all. No, I'm not here.
You put on some glasses. You put this ain't me.
No. Put it in the bag. But yeah, I definitely was a person that would be like, I ain't want to stop eating sugar, stop drinking pop, stop going to fast food. I'm just making healthier choices, and it allows me to, it gives me way more wiggle room than the other things.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. I like that. And that you're being like I said, you wrote it down. How are you going to do what you're trying to do?
Yeah. What about you?
So first thing on my list, I put, I labeled the list intentions for 2021. And my first thing I put was 1, continue my growth by managing my mental health. And then a little sub thing under mental health is my anger. And continue on how did I get here? And then B, allowing my physical to catch up with my mental health. So, I talked about how last year it was I set a big stage of Abigayle, take control of your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like be active, be an active participant in it. Well, I want my physical health to catch up to it, start being a reflection of the growth that I feel like I'm doing on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different. I don't just eat food only for hunger. I eat it for everything. And I've come to acknowledge that. And so I want my physical to line up with the work that I'm doing on the inside. So that's my step 1. My intention 1. My first intention.
And you know what? That's one of my intentions as well. My intention was to focus on my mental health. And so I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but just in case I haven't, I've been going to therapy for years, probably like 4 years. But for I've been going for I went 4 years, like every week. But then this last year, the last 2 years, I've been working. So I was going like once a month. But since May, I started going 2 times a month. So every 2 weeks. And I told myself that has had a huge impact on my mental health and all of those things. So I said, I want to, be intentional about my mental health by continuing to be consistent, continuing to consistently go to therapy twice a month, and to also, start going outside more, meditating, and moving my body more. So that's what the outside is. So like, moving my body more, by meditating, and by journaling. I already journal all the time. Like, me and journals like this. My meditation has helped. I started meditating last year. It helped a lot. And I noticed the difference of when I meditate in the morning versus when I don't. Like, I can tell the difference. I have a different vibe and all of that. And so I told myself that was something I want to be more intentional about things in the sense of my mental health, because I find myself being okay with skipping my morning routine of meditation because I was running late. Instead of being like, you know what, let me hurry up. Let me make sure I wake up at the time my alarm, so that way I can have a great day, or I can have a calm day, or I can set my day up well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Me having a bad day tomorrow all starts off tonight. Okay.
Yes.
Because I'll be like this. I'll look at the time tick on by and be like, I don't feel like getting to tomorrow. And so I'll stay up late watching TV or doing everything but going to sleep.
Yes.
And then I convince myself, if you stay up too late, if you stay up too long, you feel like you're not sleepy no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you end up crashing. And so and so I'm waking up. Either one or two things happen the next morning. I wake up at 6:30 and I'm like this because I didn't get enough sleep.
Yes.
Or I oversleep. And then either way, I'm in the same boat of, either I end up not doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
As far as reading my Bible, reading, filling out my journaling and stuff, doing my self affirmations and everything like that. All of that get pushed to the side because I set it up the night before where I'm like, And so, yeah, I totally get what you're saying with that.
Yeah. It's like when you look at things as everything is a domino effect. Because when I think about it, the kind of job I have, I teach. So I work with kids, students, teenagers. These what these niggas are. And so
you smell them too.
Okay. And so the thing is this, everything is a domino effect. So if I start my day in a rush, feeling rushed, feeling as if I'm cutting it close to time, having anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late. I'm not gonna be able to usher these kids in. And then I didn't meditate on top of that. I'm already starting my day in a very anxiety-filled day. I'm already feeling stressed and feeling overwhelmed and feeling like, not leveled. So when I go into the classroom and students do something, it's going to heighten whatever feeling that I started my morning off of. And that's like anything. If you do anything where you have to interact with people or you have to interact with deadlines, so all of us, when you do something that throws your morning off, you just set the precedent for the whole rest of the day. So your whole day is made up of, it's just a domino effect, like literally.
I wonder why it is sometimes that even though we know how to have a good day,
girl,
we still consciously be like, well, I mean, I ain't gotta do it. When you already know if I don't do this, I'm going, it's gonna be a wreck. But you like, I mean, I guess.
Look, it's just like anything. Like, I know if let's see, what is it? I know that if I eat like foods that are really heavy in grease, that is going to make me tired. I still do it. Then I'll be like, I can't make it. I'm so tired. Like, I need to take a nap. I need to. It's like I know what the consequence is, or what it could be, and I'm still willing to risk it for convenience or a little extra 5 minutes of sleep in the morning, 10 minutes.
Girl, I'm gonna do a whole study because I don't really want to know why is it when we know the consequences, we still be like. I mean, is it gonna be really that bad?
For real. Look, and like the thing is, I noticed how young this starts. I wonder if it's something we can see in our family, because I literally have students that know if they don't do their work, Miss Berry does not offer. I don't have that much redemption time for you. The redemption time is slow because I think they don't realize it's the domino effect. If I allow 15 kids to be late on 10 assignments, not only am I grading everybody else's assignment, but then I got to go back to that first assignment, grade yours, and continue with the new ones. It's a domino effect. But we as people, we feel like, well, I know I did this last time, it didn't work well for me, but let me try it again.
Feel like, no, because this time I'm ready. I know how to do it this time. Well, you already know how to do it. You already know how to do it. Go to sleep on time.
Oh, wake up on time. Get off the phone. Stop watching SNL skits. I need to stop doing that.
I don't know who need to hear that. It ain't you, girl.
It ain't me. It's the people in the comments.
It's the people upstairs. Okay. So my second intention for this year, it is to get my associate's degree and to start school for my bachelor's in social. And so, just a little background for everybody. Started school, took some time off, gap, started again, took another time off, back in school 3 times. Okay. But this time I am determined, and Nia, I told Nia about this, but this last time starting school felt so different than previous times of me starting school. Nia, your computer went out.
It didn't go out. I'm just plugging up my charger, so I didn't want to distract from your.
Oh, okay. This last time I started school, I started in the fall. It felt so much different than when I was in school before. Now let it be, I'm only going part-time. Let me not say only, like it's diminishing. I'm in school part-time. I'm only taking 7 credits right now. And it's more manageable for me, but I feel like it's different this time because I want to go to school, and I'm not just going to school because that's what I'm supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? Life got put more in perspective for me. So
I also wanted to, what you just said ties into what we were just talking about. Like when you think about it, people say, like for you said you began and then you stopped. You did the same thing twice, right? You began school, did it full time, and then you stopped, and then you did it again and you got the same results and you stopped. Out of what we just talked about, our normal human habit would have for you to try to do that again this time. Work, go to school full time, work, and think that you were going to get something different, but you made a conscious decision to say, hey, last time I did it full time, it didn't work. Let me lower the amount of classes so that way I can manage it better. And you literally made a decision different because you wanted a different result.
Yeah. And see, it was kind of difficult because me and my husband, we butt heads a lot. My husband is new to the world of mental health, and that is actually a thing. I feel like I'm a little new too, but I'm more further along than my husband in it. You see what I'm saying? And he was like, well, why can't you go full time? And then he would say, I went full time and worked. And to him, I rebut, you went full time and worked, but you had a wife who did everything else. I go full time. I can't go full time, work and handle everything. Something got to give. You see what I'm saying? And so I purposefully, for me, decided I could do school half time and I can handle 2 classes. 4 classes, I'm out here looking stressed and nothing ain't getting done.
Nice.
And even at that, even like my freshman year, taking full-time credit hours, I didn't have a job, but I was in band. If you want to count that,
that's a job.
Balancing, my time management, and then I get overwhelmed by it. And my reaction to stuff and getting overwhelmed is not to power through and get everything done. I here, you got it. I don't do it. I set it down, tap it on his head, and say I'm not doing it. That's it's like I have an avoidance type of anxiety, and so and so that was a part that played difficulty in my balancing act, because I'm thinking, okay, I'll put this off for 5 years, 6 years, and I'm not just holding myself up, I'm also holding up my partner. And so, that was hard for me as well. But like bringing it back around to the main point, getting my associate's degree and taking that to transfer for a bachelor's is my intention. And it's going to happen.
Baby, it's going to happen. And I actually didn't finish writing all my intentions because I was trying to do it I was doing it at the pace of which it was coming up. So because Abigayle just said this, my intention as well, or my intention this year is to be more, to have more of a structure and be more disciplined with the things I'm supposed to do. Like last year, like I've been teaching for 2 years, but I can say the last 3 months, I can't even say that. Last month and a half, I have felt like a very organized and intentional teacher because I did more work outside of school than I did before any other time. And that's the way I like the way it felt. I like knowing that I knew what the materials were going to be and I was prepared. I like that feeling. And so I want to continue that feeling by being more intentional with how I show up, or how prepared I am, how much preparation I'm willing to do before the fact, before our meetings every day or Monday through Friday about teaching. I want to be prepared about the topic before I get there, instead of hoping that 10 minutes, they give us some 10 minutes and I can hurry up and read some stuff and then put it together. Because I did really well with just putting it together. But how much more of an impact or how much more effective could I be if I actually took the time and did the work before I got there? And so I want that. I like the feeling. So I want to be more intentional and preparation of not just teaching, but just preparation in general of things that I want to do, because I'm very spontaneous and go with the flow, real like, oh, I'll figure it out when I get there. And that you can't always take that attitude to everything.
Then you get there.
Because let me tell y'all what I be doing. But like I would say, like, I can tell things like the way that Abigayle is handling school is different than the years before. Me and Abigayle have known each other for 11 years at this point. This year it will be 11 years in like November or something, but we've known each other for 10 years solid. And we both, that whole time of her going to school, of course, I was aware of it, but Abigayle, it feels different this year. Like she's doing something, she's handling it and managing it in a different way that I've never seen her handle or manage it. And so knowing that she tries something different, or she tries something in a different way, and the results that she's getting is one of which she wants, it lets me know that you have to do something a different way in order for something to change. You can't do things the same way and expect a great result or a different result. You have to do stuff differently in order to get that result that you've been looking for if the other ways haven't been working. Yeah, so woo, Chile. And so for my intention, this is number 4. My fourth intention, oh my gosh, this is probably my favorite one. It's 4 for me. Wait.
I only did 2.
Did I only do 2 then? Oh, I've only did 2, but I've agreed with what you said.
Okay.
So I've only done 2 out of my mouth, but I have I've agreed with 2 more. But my intention is to be it is to indulge in more fun activities. So like, and I said I want to incorporate more like fun and joy into my life intentionally, consistently. So the things that I put on my list were, so I started a bucket list, a year bucket list in May, because I was like, you know what? There are things that I always say I want to do each year. And some things are so like small, but I always like one day. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start making a year bucket list of things that I can, like 10 things I can do in that year, that 365 days. Some of the things are like as inexpensive as $5, $10. Some of them are as expensive as a trip somewhere. And so, but they don't range as anything bigger than that. And so I made a bucket list, and I found, like, when I went to Austin, one of the things on the bucket list was to hike this mountain in Austin. And I went there. I went to Austin for the first time in September. That was my first time ever going to Austin. And I hiked that mountain that I wanted to do. But when I tell you, I had so much fun. And I'm a person that likes fun, but sometimes I kind of shy away from certain things just because I'm like, no, I got other stuff to do, or I go places by myself and I can have fun, but I'm not really, I'm trying to be better at socializing. But I had so much fun, and I was like, this is the feeling I like. Like, me and my sister best friend, who was my friend, so I'm gonna just say my friend, we were on these little bikes, like these little motorized bikes. When I tell you, niggas was getting out the way because I was zoom, zoom, zoom. It was so much fun. Like, when it was all over, I was like, oh my God. It was so fun. And I was like, you know what? I like that feeling. And I remember that when I was making my intentions, and I was like, I want my year to feel like that. Like, I want to have more fun, joyous moments like that. So that's my intention, is to have more fun, childish fun. Like, I put childish fun because people think childish is a bad thing, but some kids be having the time of their life all the time, and I want that.
First of all, it's only adults who try to be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. First of all, I want to laugh. I want to have fun.
Okay.
You know, when you said that you want to have fun, I picked up my pen. I got inspired, and so I amended my list, and I put get a hobby. Like, and I forget what the name of the article was, but they were saying basically millennials, nobody has a hobby, nobody does something just for fun. Everything is always got to be a air quote hustle. Everything always got to be, people don't do stuff for fun. They try to do stuff to make money off of it. Don't nothing ever just be just a check out with your mind. And so I was like, I want to get a hobby and find me something to do, basically.
So. I like that. And also, we talked about, like, this is a great, like, little pin to come back to when we talk about the movie Soul.
Oh, we're talking about that today, ain't it?
We don't have to talk about it today. We can talk about it another time, like next week.
No, look, I knew it I don't know why for some reason I put it off.
But we don't have to. We could just talk about like things that pertain to it if it comes up. Like
We gonna talk about Soul.
Okay, cool. Because I like
spoiler alert.
That movie.
Look at his eye.
Yeah, but yeah, having a hobby, I like that. Getting a hobby, like, oh my gosh, like I don't remember. I don't have any hobbies. Like honestly, I ain't got none of them hoes. I couldn't even tell you what a hobby is I do besides listening to podcasts. And I feel like that's not even a real hobby because I'm listening to something, but I'm not actively participating in it.
Well,
I just feel like that's something that I like to do in my leisure. Like that's a leisure event, like activity that brings me joy. Like it's something that brings me joy for sure. Because I listen to all my podcasts at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. As soon as they drop, I have already listened to it.
Look, it kind of, I don't know if I shared this on the podcast before, but when I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but I had told you, I know I told you, I don't know if I told y'all, but, one time it was last year and I was able to play my flute.
Oh, yeah.
And experience, joy playing my flute. Over the Christmas holiday, I was having a conversation with my sister, with my siblings, and I realized something else about it. I had attached bad memories to my flute. I told you I was in band at school. You see what I'm saying? And so like with me, all of that, I packed up all of that, put it in the box, shoved under my bed. My flute is under my bed, but figuratively,
metaphorically.
Yeah, metaphorically, I have put Tuskegee University, the classes I failed, and happy memories into a box, and I tucked it in the farthest back corner of my mind. And so, I have not been able to play my flute, not because I can't, not because I don't know where it's at, not because I don't forget how to make the notes, but just because it was like painful. You know what I'm saying? It was when I pull it out, I also remember, man, I was at Tuskegee playing this flute and failing my classes. I was at Tuskegee, playing this flute, being stressed out, being homesick. Like I attached so many negative memories. And so I was able to pull it out and play it and like enjoy it and laugh and have a good time. And shouts out to my husband, because this what he do. He think he Nia. He be trying to pull a Jedi mind tricks. He be like, "Oh, baby, can you play this song? Oh, baby, do you know how to do that?" And of course, me.
You say, "Hell yeah!"
Hey, look, I'm just happy you did your hands right. Cause here he go. He do this.
Yeah, I know. Look, we salt and pepper. But look, let me tell y'all, Abigayle is cold at that damn flute and piccolo. She be.
Don't have me up. Don't have me up. Go ahead, have me
up. She is really good at her flute. I ain't gonna lie. Now me, I was a janky ass musician. Let me tell you this. I played 3 instruments. 2 of them well, but I didn't give a fuck about none of that. I just wanted 2 classes where I could chill out and be on my damn phone and have fun activities like go to Disney World. But
everybody trying to get the good stands because you put your phone on it, and ain't nothing worse than boom.
Girl, you get in there earlier so you can put it on there, then flip back and say, "No, I need another one." This one don't work. My phone keeps falling forward. She keeps saying it. But no, Abigail is really good at the flute, and you know what? It's so crazy when you were saying that. That's the same thing I feel like has happened to me with music. I've associated it with my last relationship because it was so important to, like, it was like the middle of me and my ex. And so I have really associated a lot of bad memories and feelings of my last relationship with music. And that shit has been very hard to shake because I love music so much, but sometimes when I listen to it, I just can't. Like I literally have to just turn it off and do something else because I'm like, I can't even deal with this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deal with that eventually, but right now I'm just gonna keep getting packed up and put it right back here.
You said, let me get that duct tape out. Let me go ahead
Hold
and
on, I see that this is popping open a little bit. Bring the super glue.
look.
Okay. Okay, this
Yeah.
could be in the toe.
He said, let me just go ahead and
Go ahead and put
Staples.
it back on.
Go ahead, box this up. Just going.
No, for
But
real.
yeah, it felt so good, and I had even at one point considered joining an alumni band down here or something like that. Just so I can be able to play my instrument again with other people because I love band. That's one of the reasons why I love band. Give you a sense of community. You know what I'm saying? Doing something with other people.
Yeah.
But
it really is fun. All of my friends that I met at Euclid are friends I got from band.
Girl, don't say our hometown. It's not like those all across the world.
Most of the people that I met are people that I met in band. Other part. But don't say our hometown as if. Anyway.
That's not my hometown. I'm not from there.
Me either. But but like it gives you a sense of community. But I'm so happy that was something that you put. Like I really I like that. I like that. You got any other resolutions over there?
I got 2 more.
Okay.
Well, okay. So grow. Oh wait, shit. I got 3 more. I had 6 in total. I can't. Let me be. Okay. So grow as a woman. Right, it kind of go hand in hand with the continue my growth or whatever, but by being more confident. You see what I'm saying?
Girl.
Whew, because I'll be out one more. I'm grown. Then I'm gonna be like, can you help me? I don't know what I'm doing. And then like I. And I guess, like I said, it goes more back in hand with my mental health, but I have a problem with letting my worries and my troubles take control of me and shift my whole perspective on life instead of like looking at it from the stance that I'm a bad bitch. I can get through this. I look at it from, but this, but that, but this, but that, but this, but that. Okay. Girl. And then so like I also have purposefully pour into my marriage. And in therapy, my therapist, at the time, she told me, she was like, look, because I was telling her how I feel like I'm selfish because I was unable to show up in my marriage. But if I'm not showing up in my own life, how the heck was I going to show up in my marriage? Okay. And you be like, what you mean in your own life? I wasn't showing up to participate in myself. I was getting up, going to work. Why? Because I needed a check. And like, but for nothing else. You see what I'm saying? And nothing else. I wasn't trying to do school. I know school not the only end all be all, but I was just literally, I've explained it to my husband, but I'll say it here again. I was just literally just like eyes closed. I was asleep, just a zombie, how the way I move through life.
Just like you were used to the routine, so you were just on autopilot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bumping into the wall, didn't even open to see what I hit. Just nope.
But I would love for you to explain, if you don't mind, what are some ways that you feel that you can, like, for people who feel like they want to show up more in their relationships, what are some things that you are going to do this year to actively show up?
You see this right here? This is the devil, okay?
Okay.
Because, and like, I've done this time and time, on and off. Delete social media. It gotta go. Because I will be on there, just so zoned in. And then, he'll come in, have a bad day or whatever. Oh, okay. Like, just check out. It was a problem where I was being more emotionally dependent on Nia than I was on my husband. And so I'm owning my responsibility and and making sure our marriage work. I'm not trying to, like, I can sit here and say, but he wasn't available for me to talk to. You see what I'm saying? But that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm owning my part.
Yeah.
And so, what else? How else can I show up? Just purposefully being an active partner. You see what I'm saying? Because if he is dealing with a wife who is on autopilot, how is he supposed to progress in buying a house, moving? How is he supposed to do anything when he got another piece of furniture? You see what I'm saying? But he doesn't. He has somebody else who should be active in it. I don't know if I feel like I'm not explaining it in a good way, but
no, I totally understand. It's like correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying like, how is he supposed to progress forward if you are not something that has wheels, but you're something that has like stakes in the ground? Like we can't move forward if like we can't progress together if one person has wheels where they can move and the other person has made a stake in the ground.
Yeah. And see what it was is I realized the reason why it seemed like we were always this, because he's doing this, and I am like, I'm doing this firm stuff. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. So we're always fighting, and it was a pull rather than, okay, where it's me, him, and where it's a rope in between. You see what I'm saying?
War.
And so he's doing this, and it's always feeling like a tension, like it's always pulling because he's going, checking off boxes in his life personally that he needs to do, and I'm not checking off nothing. And so it was gonna get to a point of wake up, like, hello, come on, you getting left in the dust. And he never came to me and said, I'm getting left in it, or I'm leaving or anything like that. But it became apparent to me that it couldn't continue on in the way of him growing and me not growing. You see what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
No man want to be 30 when he marries somebody only 2 years younger than him or on the same path. Nobody want to be 30 in the same space they was when they were 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, and also, like, and I'll say it again, I like it. It's unreal, the pull and the feeling that I had leading up to my 24th birthday. I was like, man, this is crazy. I feel like change. I felt like something is gonna happen, and I feel like I guess I was waking up.
Yeah.
So
you were coming off of autopilot. It was like, okay, now it's time to do manual. You said, oh, hell. That's fine. That's how I'll be with turbulence. I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell y'all. When I'm like, this is why I be on the airplane. I be sleep like this. As soon as turbulence come, I be like, I be scaring the shit out of the person next to me because being asleep and then shit just, oh, baby girl, you talking about? I thought I was about to die. I be. And I'd be like, I'm not dying. And I know people next to me be like, I need to move. Because let me tell you, she ain't about to keep scaring me like this because turbulence. But I totally understand that. Like, I totally understand that. And like piggybacking off of what your intention is for this, for 2021, my intention is to be a more present friend to all of my friends, not just Abigayle. Not just Abigayle. I can say that, like, I think at the end of last year, it really showed me how present how I lack a presence in all of my friendships. Like me and Abigayle, we have a very strong friendship, but our friendship is something that took time. It took disagreements. It took radical honesty, and I don't have a strong presence in all of my friendships, and that's something that I want to be more intentional about, like being more intentional with pouring, like being more consistent with my friends. Like there are times where I can literally go probably like 4 months without talking to someone, a year, without seeing someone that lives in the same city as me, but I don't dare go that long without talking to Abigayle or seeing Abigayle. And that's where it's like, okay, well, this person lives this close to me. I can, I can be intentional. Like what I can say is my friend Dominique, who lives in California, I've seen her every year since she's left Houston. So 3 years, I've seen her every year. This year I'm gonna see her, I already know. But how much of a presence I show up in her life when she's not here or when I'm not in her presence, that's what I want to work on. Even look, her baby right behind me. Look at my little goddaughter's picture. She's so cute. And so like even with that, it's like I have to be more intentional about how I show up for my friends and the communication I have with them. Like my best friend Reggie, that nigga live not too far from me, and he's a very strong, solid friend. He always trying to figure out when we can hang out, and I be janky. I ain't gonna lie, I be janky. I'm not as consistent to our friendship as he is to our friendship, and that's like I need to be better at that. And so I want to be intentional about being like showing up for my friends.
My mom, she actually had told you something about that over break too. You want to share that?
Well, she didn't tell me anything about that, but she told me something about
her experience.
Oh. Yes. So Abigail's mom, Mama something. I ain't gonna say their last name. But she was talking to me because basically she asked me like, what do you do when you're in Houston? And I was like, work. And she was like, her and Auntie, should I say her name? I should say Auntie. Her and Auntie told me like, hold on, so you don't do nothing else besides work. I'm like, no. And she told me, she was like, you need to be a whole person. She's like, you can't just progress in your career and not progress anywhere else. And so at first I was like, whatever,
You was like, I'm
braiding hair. I'm like, whatever. I get to the second braid after she said that. I'm like, wait, what do you mean by that? And then they broke it down. They were like, do things, like find things that you like to do that have that bring you joy, that have nothing to do with your career, that have nothing to do with getting further in your career, but it also brings you joy. And I was like, okay. And she was talking about how with her, that because she spent so much time focusing on her kids and her kids, and that was her life for so long, that when she tried to go back to those friendships after years, that people were in different spots and people weren't open to kind of continuing that friendship. Or she was saying how awkward it was. Like it was an awkward feeling trying to go back after you missed so many major events with other people, that when it's time for you to go back, they're like, you wasn't studying us then. Why do you think we're going to be studying you now? And honestly, I didn't even make the correlation until Abigayle just said this. But I can understand that because I know that feeling. Even though I got to give it to all of my friends, they know what kind of friend they have. And they never asked me to be anybody else than who I am. They know that they're gonna see me when they're gonna see me, but it's gonna be a good time. But the thing is, I don't want that to be the kind of friend that I am. A friend that you see me when you see me, late, because I ain't never gonna come on time. I don't do that. I ain't never coming on time. Late, but I'm gonna have a good time. And I'm like, that's not the kind of label of friendship I want to hold. And so once Mama said that, once Mommy Abby said that, I said, no, it's time to it was definitely a wake-up call, and it was in alignment with how I was already feeling. Like I was already feeling like the only time I leave my house is when I go to work. And or when I'm doing something that somebody forced me to do. But it's like sometimes you have to really tell yourself that you are more than just what you produce.
Yeah.
You are more than what you produce. You are more than a paycheck. You are more than I'm more than a teacher. I'm more than whatever. I'm more than that. I'm Nia. Before I was anything else, I was Nia. And it's taking me back to this metaphor I used to use all the time. It was a metaphor that I thought of after my breakup in 2020. It was who I am is Nia. I'm this tree trunk. I'm this tree. This tree is me. I'm Nia. I have many branches, right? Like I have a branch of I used to be a girlfriend, and a branch that I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a teacher. If one of those branches break off, the whole tree doesn't die. But somehow I feel as if me being a teacher is the whole tree, and everything else branches off of that. And that's not true. I was Nia before I was anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna be a better friend, y'all. Watch. Y'all gonna see me in 2021 talking about something. Yeah, me and my friends be like, this.
Yeah. Good, right.
Okay, what about you? What you got? Sorry about
last,
the back scratcher.
last but certainly not least, for my own personal good, I feel like I have been one of those people who I want a stronger relationship with God, you know? And I say this because one thing about me is I struggle with maintaining faith. You see what I'm saying? It's like I see something bad and all the negative thoughts come in and it's hard for me to combat them. You see what I'm saying? And I want to get to the point where it's like I'm like, dang, that's crazy. What you gonna do, God? Like, you know, without being like, dang, that's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, and never once like actually turning to him, and asking him and, finding solace and security in him. You see what I'm saying? I immediately go straight to the panic. And then I try to solve it myself. And when I try to solve it myself, boom, boom, blood. So yeah, that's that's the last point I have on my list, but it's not the least point. It's just the last one. But yeah.
So I actually have two more. One of them aligns with Abigayle, which is to get more spiritually connected. Now, let me be honest with y'all. Look, okay, I love dabbling in spirituality. That's what I like to do. I like to do it. However, I want to do it in a different way. Like I want my intentions to be a little different this year. Last year I was trying to dabble in being a psychic. I was trying to figure out why things keep trying to talk to me.
You buy a girl one head wrap, and now she thinks she's a psychic.
I was wearing them hair wraps before India Ari was. That's a lie. That's a lie.
I was saying.
India Ari was born in 1990. So you told me your mom had you in the womb, like, yup. But I was dipping into spirituality in that sense. But all of those things produce great results. Now I'm trying to bridge two gaps. I'm trying to bridge the gap of loving words. Look, I'm not a person who wants to read the whole Bible. However, I am a person who loves words, and words speak to me in ways that probably why I'm a reading teacher. I can read a Bible verse and it'll shake my whole world, okay? And so I want to be better at bridging the world of Bible and gospel music and all of that with my spiritual realm of, incense, meditation, astral projection, all the other things that I like to do, looking at the clouds, reading the clouds. I want to bridge those in an intentional way to make me a more whole. I want to be intentionally spiritual in a way that is authentic to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be anybody's holistic. I'm not trying to be anybody's Christian. I'm trying to be spiritually authentic to Nia. And um, so with that, that's what I'm trying to do this year, trying to bridge those two gaps. And so I think I'm actually really excited. I think today was a strong sign because upstairs my neighbors were having a hillside. I have new upstairs neighbors, new, meaning these people just moved in Friday. Friday. Today is Sunday. They've already had a housewarming party on Saturday. And today they had a hillside church on blast with their own guitars and drums.
That's why, since they knew, you should have checked them new. Okay.
You're right. I should have. And so with that, I want to be more like I feel like that was probably a sign because it did make me listen to a gospel song that randomly came to my mind. And so I want to be more intentional with that, bridging the gap to be spiritually authentic to me. And my last thing, but it's not least, is along the lines of what Abigayle was saying about being more of a woman. I want to dip more into my feminine and sensuality energy. Like I want to be better at maintaining myself in a way that makes me feel, that increases my confidence and my esteem while also feeling like, while also staying true to who I am in my core. Which is you're not gonna catch me in no heels. I just don't do that. But you will catch me in elevated, cute sandals. I will rock those.
Baby steps. I got it. It's okay.
No baby steps. That's just what I want to be.
Nia said no. There's nothing else. There, right here.
Even look, you don't even know where my locks part at. Look, you can't even see that. You can't see where my locks part. That needs to change. Okay. That needs to change. And that's because I haven't had a retwist. And sometimes I'm just like I said, I go with the flow, and sometimes that's also autopilot. Sometimes that's just a variation of autopilot, which is going with the flow. So because you don't have to give anything different if you are on autopilot. And so
you don't have to actively.
No,
you just are able to.
I don't have to actively wrap my hair at night. I don't have to actively make sure that I go and get some nice perfume and get nice, spend time picking out clothes and being intentional about how the outfits come together. I don't have to do that. I could just hop in, hop out. And so I want to be more intentional in that with bringing more feminine and sensual energy, and not sensual in a way that's like sexual, none of that, but sensual in a way that when I walk in a room, I'm there, period. I want to be more sensual and more feminine, not for anyone else other than me, because there are things I like. Look, my nails long as hell. Look, there are things I like to do, and there's ways that I like to feel, and there's things I want to get into that I feel like you have to actively participate to do it. I have to actively participate to find which scent what fragrance will bounce off well from my natural fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intentions are fun because what it does is you get to play around with them. Like you can see if you like the way the intention, like for me, I can see if I like the way it feels to wear heels, if that's the feminine energy I want to tap into. And then I can say, I don't think that feels right for me. Let me try something different. But it's still, you still are, messing around with the same intention. If I came in with a resolution of I want to wear more heels, then once I wore them and I didn't like them, now I feel like that resolution is messed up. But it's not that. It's just that I went around it in a different way.
Mm-hmm. What were you trying to accomplish from wearing the heels? Exactly. And are you accomplishing? The heels was a means to an end, not necessarily the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So that is all for our intentions of 2021. But